Hello my friends, once again, it's Purple Penguin Craft Room and I'm Vicky, and this week is Wood Biscuit Week, so I'm doing all the things with wood biscuits. This project here is a wood biscuit angel. How cute is that, right? It's kind of hard to tell, I guess, with the purple and me and the wings, but I'm going to show you how I made mine so that you can make your own. Definitely don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Complete supply list is going to be at the end of the video. Let's get started. For this project, we're going to start with the cone. You can get these anywhere. Dollar Tree has them, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's. They all have a section that has foam stuff in it. But we are going to be using, I like to reuse my stuff and not having to buy over and over again. This one is 6 inches tall, and we are also using a foam ball that is it's a 3-inch foam ball. So typically you can get those in the same section. However, I like using liquid starch. So I use liquid starch. These are, it's newspaper, or we don't get a newspaper at my home, but we do get the ads that come in the mail, like for the grocery store ads. So I save those because they are like newspaper, they're paper. And what I do is you wrap your surface, and you can do this with any surface, it doesn't have to be this cone shape, but I wrap the surface with plastic. Wrap it with plastic, like a cling wrap or like a plastic wrap from like the kitchen for food saving, that kind of thing. Wrap it with plastic, makes a difference, trust me. And then you can go ahead and you put strips, like you're doing like decoupage, or even if you're doing like a I forget what it's called now, sorry. But go ahead and you do strips and you dip it in the liquid starch. You can get liquid starch anywhere. Liquid starch is pretty easily. I use the, I believe it's something Flow is what I use. But then you put the strips around, you let it dry, and then you'll pull it off. Voila, it will come off, because if you wrapped it in the plastic, it will come off. And you end up with your object, however or whatever your object may be. This is my cone shape, obviously. I trimmed up the bottom because it was kind of scraggly, and so we trimmed up the bottom. So I've got my cone. So now I have a cone so that I don't have to buy a new cone next time. So I can next time I can either use my cone, or I can do it again and just keep reusing the same cone. So now I've only bought this cone once, but now I'm getting 2 projects or multiple projects depending on how many times I use my system. So that's kind of cool. Just kind of a time saver and kind of, money saver kind of thing. So we're going to do our cone, and we're going to put our biscuits on our cone. And I want this to be a little more natural looking. So we're not going to do anything to our biscuits. We're not going to paint them. We may kind of like brush on some paint after it's already on our cone, but for the most part, I want to leave them natural looking. This is going to be kind of a natural looking angel. So we're gonna leave that. These are size 0 biscuits. They do come in all different sizes. You can only get these at the hardware stores. These are not a craft item. It is a hardware item from the like Home Depot, Lowe's, that kind of thing. And they do come in all different sizes. These are size 0, so they are one of the smaller sizes you can get. They do come smaller, but this is the size that I'm going to be using. And so first, I thought about it. We're going to prep our wood base. This is a 4-inch wood round. I cut this myself, and this is recycled pallet wood, so it's going to be rough and, it's not smooth, that kind of thing. I did sand it some, but it looks great. I love how that looks. We're going to go ahead and stain that with a Waverly wax. We're going to use Waverly wax. This is antique wax, so I don't want to do that. I'm not using that. We're using our little container that we poured it into. And this is just a damp baby cloth. Actually, it's like I wiped my hands or something with it, but it's fine. It's not gonna hurt anything. And we're just gonna rub it on like if it was stain. I am gonna go ahead, I think I'm gonna do the top and the bottom on this, just because I haven't fully decided what the top or bottom is yet that I'm going to do, or which side is going to be which. But you can get these wood round. You can get the wood rounds from the craft stores. Usually they come with a beveled edge. I'm not a huge fan of the decorative edge all the time for most of my crafts, so that's why I cut my own. But that's just me. Sometimes I like my wood pieces to look a little more rustic than decorative. But everybody's different in what they like. If you're ever interested, I haven't had anybody yet ask me if you're interested in possibly purchasing some wood round cuts from me. Let me know in the comments. I do go back and check my comments, and I get enough people interested, I may post it on my website for sale and actually sell them. Again, let me know if you're interested. All right, that's it. That's done. So, we'll let that dry for a little bit because it was kind of damp. I've decided, since this side is smoother, this side's more rough and kind of beat up, because again, it is recycled pallet wood, I'm going to use this side to put our cone on. And the only reason I'm going to do that is because I feel like being a little rougher and so forth, it might help the glue to adhere to it a little better. So that's the theory we're going to kind of go with on that. Now we're going to glue on. Normally I wouldn't be doing hot glue. For this project, I've decided I'm just going to do hot glue on this one. And I'm going to try and center as much as possible this project. I'm going to run a bead around the bottom, just kind of extra. Okay. So now we've got our base on there. So now what we're going to do is take our biscuits, and we're going to go ahead and glue our biscuits along the bottom here. We're just going to start at the base and go around. I'm probably going to do multiple layers. We're not going to do just single layer. Otherwise, I would have painted my cone. Because I didn't paint my cone, we are going to do multiple layers. So this is how we're starting it out here. And then we're just going to keep going around. Like I said, if I wasn't going to do multiple layers, I probably would recommend painting your cone, because you can see your cone in between your biscuits. See, like you can totally see that, but that's okay. Like I said, we're doing multiple layers, so it's okay. Chances are you're not going to see it when I'm done. So I got to the last one. It doesn't quite fit in there, so we're just going to kind of make it work. But it does kind of stick out a little bit. But that's okay. It's fine. We will make it work. Okay, so we've got it all the way around. our edge there. Now we're going to do the next layer. Though, you know, now that I think about it, you know, we want the next layer to be up a little higher. We're going to go ahead and we're going to paint underneath that. We're going to paint. I, you know, messed that up, but that's okay. That's how we learn, is by messing up. This is just off-white. And we don't have to do a whole lot. I just kind of want to take out anything that looks kind of paper-like. It doesn't have to be super pretty, because that paper is already white. And you know, you don't even have to do this. Like, it might not even be that noticeable, really. It's the last minute decision. Okay, 1.2. That's how you learn, is through mistakes and or watching other people make mistakes. Totally okay. Easy fix. And that was just my off-white that I use. Light buttermilk is what I normally use for that. Okay, continue on. Now, we're going to do our next layer. So we're going to go in between and go up so that it layers. You can see. So, got the next layer on there. Looking good. Now we just move on to the third. And this is all basically just the same thing. I think we're on our last layer here. I think we're just going to go up. This is the highest point we're going to go. And then we're going to put the head on top. So, getting closer. So we've got our dress completely done with all of our biscuits. And now we're going to put our foam ball for the head go on top here. So I kind of want to do a little more security on it. We're going to use our skewer. This is just a regular barbecue skewer. I'm going to stick that in our foam ball here. And then we're going to take my wire cutters here, cut that off. Now remember, this is not a foam inside here. This is actually hollow. So I'm just going to stick my scissors in there to make a hole. However, it's still, I still want to do it. I still want to do it. It will, I think it will make a little bit of a difference. We're going to just put a lot of glue here. I am using the low temp glue. Remember, low temp, because otherwise we are going to be melting our ball here. Hopefully it doesn't melt our ball too much. I'm hoping we're okay. I like how it's squishing out there. That's kind of nice. It's kind of cute. It's squishing out. I think it did melt in, but the way it's melting, it's kind of making her look like she just doesn't have like a really tall neck. I kind of like that. Totally okay with that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to paint with the off-white again. We're going to paint the ball. We're going to paint the foam head here. I'm just going to take one of my messy brushes, and that's going to help get into the foam pieces here. Help get into all those crevices. Okay, so we painted our foam ball, and it really wasn't to get rid of the texture. I kind of like the texture on the head. But now we've got all of this, and I kind of want to darken it up a little bit. So we're going to take our brown, this brown, it's a little bit darker brown, real brown. Real brown is what I've got going on here. And we're going to take a messy brush. This is, I got these at Walmart, so it's super, super duper messy, bristly kind of thing. And we're just going to pounce off some of it. Like I said, I don't want to do heavy because I don't want to do full, but I kind of want a little bit on there like that. Just a little bit. I like how that looks. Just give it a little something extra. Just kind of load it up and then kind of offset it a little bit here. All right, I like how that looks. That looks cool. All right, so now to bring in some color to our angel, we're going to bring in some color with wings. We're going to do wings on our angel, and we're going to cover it in purple burlap, which I love. And when you put purple, when you put any kind of burlap on anything else, whatever your underneath color is going to come through, because obviously burlap is see-through. So I like the white underneath, so we're going to leave that, and we're just going to put purple on top of it. So we're going to make our wings like a heart. We're going to do like an old school heart is basically what we're going to do. So, but I want it to be long and skinny. We're going to do a long heart. So we're going to start right down a little bit, go up, Now I'm just kind of eyeballing this at first, and then I can adjust it. This is just regular scrap paper anyways. So, I've got my wings like so. And just bring our eye back in here. Let's see if that will even work. I think that's just a little too high here. We're gonna take it down a notch a little bit here. And then you just gotta sit there and play with it until you get what you're looking for. Like that. Let's look at the back portion of it. See, that doesn't need to go all the way down like that. In fact, I don't even have enough on this. Just gonna take it off. So, might have to get another foam, another piece of foam. No problem, I have other pieces of foam. So here's my other piece of foam I've got. And we're just set it down on here. Just trace it out. That's why I like using cardstock. Sometimes it's not as flimsy when you trace it. Okay, got my cutting board and my handy dandy X-Acto here. Okay, so now that's all cut out. Looks great. And when we put it on our angel here, that looks perfect. See that? So now we just need to put burlap here, and this actually works out great. Look at that, it fits right on there like it was meant to be for that size. That is perfect. Now, I'm going to glue it on first, and then I'll trim it, because burlap moves around. If you haven't noticed, burlap moves around when you cut it, and I don't want to deal with that. It just makes it easier. And we're just going to use our tacky glue, because if you use hot glue on this, it will go through. I don't feel like burning my fingers today. So we're going to just go, make sure you get all the way up to the edge. I am going to do this on the front and the back, because basically you're going to see the front and the back of this angel figurine here. So just get a little crazy with that glue. We want to make sure it stays down. I'd say you'd see the white through it with the glue, but you're going to see the white through it anyways, because this is a white foam board that we're putting it on, so that's totally okay. now that it's on there, I feel comfortable with it not moving on me. We're just going to trim it up. And I like if it's going to look a little ragged. I kind of like that, and I'm totally okay with it looking ragged on the edges. I kind of like it to be a little rustic-y kind of. This is kind of like a rustic-y kind of angel we've got going on here. She's definitely not super fancy or anything. But you can get really creative with this and do lace. If you wanted to do lace on this and get kind of fancy, you can do good glitter. You can paint this, add any kind of embellishments, kind of go crazy with it. Totally up to you. Like I said, this is just my interpretation of how I want to do it. And you can just take the idea and make it your own. There we go. That's one side. And then we're going to do the other side as well. So now I'm going to just cut my burlap first so I don't have to worry about it first. I did get this burlap, colored burlap. I believe it was at Hobby Lobby. Colored burlap. But I believe you can get it also at Michael's or Joann's as well. They used to have it at Walmart. They discontinued carrying it at the Walmart. As far as I know, they have not. They had it at one point and then they put it all on discount, and I haven't seen it brought back. It also could have just been my Walmart. I don't know. All Walmarts are kind of a little different. Take a look at your Walmart if you're interested. They did have multiple colors at the time. They had it. Right, so it's on the front and the back. I love how that looks. That looks great on our angel. Last little finishing touch, I do want to, let's put her down for just a minute. I'm going to give her a little bow. I do want to give her a little bow. I have this purple cord I got from Michael's. It's kind of it's a different purple than our burlap, but I kind of like it. I could just do a simple little bow. Oh, too big. Huh. Got too loose here. Tighten it down, and then if you hold the center, you can pull it. Kind of hide her neck just a little bit here. But I'm going to let this glue dry before I attach my piece here. But that's what it's going to look like. It will adhere here. Those on our head now. Alright, so now we've got our little biscuit angel. Love how she looks. She's super cute, super rustic, but you can decorate her however you want. She looks so cute in her little dress. Like I said, you could do lace around the bottom. That would be kind of cute, little finishing touch there. You could do lace around her neck. You could give her arms if you want to give her arms. She's totally, options are totally up to you. This is just kind of a basic model, but you could definitely decorate her up. For sure, make her your own. Keep on coming back for some more crafting at Purple Penguin Craft Room, and happy crafting.